Hello folks, I'm going to walk you through how you can use the text importer to maximize your speed and efficiency as you're creating your content. You don't have to type into the nodes anymore on Dorian. You can create a full experience using the text importer spreadsheet. So just follow along with me. I'm obsessed with it. I'm going to make you obsessed with it too. All right, so I'm going to use my story as an example here. I have my document and I'll show you guys an example of what it looks like when you have it all filled in and lots of content already in here. But for the sake of this, we are going to be looking at this section. Okay, I have already in a list of all of the characters that are in my game. You'll notice that they don't have any spaces in them. That's because they need to match the alias of the character that's in your game. Now go to your game here. You have this full window and you want to click your characters. And this is your alias, this little key. So you want to make sure it's not the same thing as your name. It's the actual alias. So you can see shade_shirtless. If I try and import using that, it will be findable in the list of assets that are in this episode. Now let's look at the most basic forms of creation. If you just put a line in like this is a narration line. That is going to import as a straightforward line without any art assets or anything. So to find the importer, I'm going to scroll down and click import as text. And I'm going to type in, this is just one line. And if I click validate, you can see there are no issues with what I'm importing. Click import, and now I can see this is a narration line. That's going to be the most simple version of what you're doing. Now let's say that we want to do a dialogue line. We can pick from our list of characters. Let's say shade close. This is dialogue. Now if I import these pieces together, we have a narration line and we have a dialogue line. Import. This is a narration line, this is dialogue, and it's already going to autofill my art for me. So see how fast that can get? Okay, but let's say that you want your dialogue to have more than just narration or simple dialogue and a neutral expression. You could also try something like this. If I add think here, this is going to actually turn into a thought bubble. Let's see, it's now a thought bubble. It's that fast. Isn't that amazing? You can also add something like an expression. So Shade has a list of expressions that are available to me. Let's make him blush in this new thing. So actually, we'll keep that at neutral and we'll add blush here. And if I import it like that, we are going to see that it will also import him with his facial expression. So you can see think and blush right there, import, and now he's got a little blush on his face, as you can see. So that's the most basic format. You might find that when you are writing, you're more comfortable, you just want to write a scene like this. Someone comes over, hey, how you doing? What's up? Write your dialogue, blah, 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 all that stuff. If you wanted to move really quickly and you just didn't even want to bother with all of the extra details, you could just import it like that. Oh, sorry, you would need to have a node name. So you could do like this. Just throw it all in one big scene, and then you could go in and always, change different things to dialogue or thinking here. But I find it much faster to actually write and add the characters in and add these elements in myself. I highly recommend you explore some of this and see what can be fastest for you. What I tend to do is I will write a full scene and then I'll go back and, tag all the shade lines like this. And then I know I can do it really, really fast. Now let's look at how we can add a choice into our game. So one of the first things we'd want to look at is adding a character. This is what character is going to be on the screen while you're making the choice. I usually like to put one of my love interests there. Usually the choice is related to one of the love interests, so I would put him in there. By the way, one of the nice values of writing in this format is you can use hotkeys. So for example, I hit N and then I hit enter and it automatically selects that. Now I have to do a choice here like that. That's what's going to tell the system this is a choice. What do I do? Maybe I'm going to kiss him or push him. Two options, but I have to tell it where to go. So usually what I do is I grab this and I take the name of the node with the choice and I hit underscore and I just hit A. And then if I'm knowing that it's going to be a pretty short branch, probably I might hit B here. That's got me set up for some nodes for outcomes. And usually what I would do is right here, type that, And the nice thing about using A and B like this is it's really easy to just replace those endings and fill that in. So I kiss Never right on the lips, and he looks surprised. Maybe I want to have a shocked reaction to him. What, you weren't expecting that? Then maybe player could have a thought. So I thought he liked me. And here I would add think. Maybe here I would add shock, because we should have our player character be shocked. And here I have to tell it where to go after the end of this branch. Now, if I don't put anything in here, it's automatically going to go to first choice B. We don't want that to happen because it's meant to be two branches that are happening side by side. So I have to tell it where to go. Usually what I do to make this really easy, just add it to a knit at the end, because this is going to tell it, okay, go back to the same place, knit together, and it makes it easier because you're not copy pasting too much stuff. So you could fill in this one, I push him, blah, 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 etc., etc. And now let's try importing this. So we know that we just have to copy and paste it right in, and I'm going to validate it. And we can see that it's all set up fine. There's no validation errors, and we're going to click import. And this will automatically create the kiss him. We can see that Never is here already. If we choose to kiss him, we get our player character being, it's a transparent character so you don't see an expression. We have the dialogue set up so that it's a thinking, and it will lead to this knit node at the end. But wait a minute, we don't want to be giving away kisses for free. So when we are looking at this kiss line, maybe we would want to charge a little money for it. So we can add a premium and we can add a price. So let's say it's 10 hearts. And if we want it to have that little flare on it for a bonus scene, we just add this bonus. So let's try and import that now. Validate. You can see that it's all green. Import, and now see that node is tagged yellow for a bonus scene. Kiss him has the yellow highlight here and the price of 10. So it's all in there already. It's amazing. Okay, now let's look at remembering choices. So let's say that in first choice knit, we want to remember that Never's bond goes up by 1. So that's a pretty simple function. Now you would need to make sure that your Never bond here, this variable, is going to match exactly what is inside the memory bank. You might even want to copy and paste this to make it really, really clear for yourself that that is the exact same variable. Once you do that, let's see if it will let me import on top of this. I don't think so, so we'll just do a new one. We have a remember line, and if I import it, you can see already that it's popping up. That is a remember line that's already been set up. So it's really easy. You can also do something like if you want to remember a text variable, equals queen. Let's say we want to remember that that's queen now. We can import that. And now we can see that's going to reset the variable of princess to now be saying queen. Just keep a note that this does not import with any capitalization. So if you're going to be doing that, you do need to fill in like some capitals there. Now, what about if we want to check and see whose points are the highest? Well, I already wrote an example of this here. So if I wanted to check which guy, check Max guy, I could start this line here. So it says check is the Max Never bond, Felix bond, and Shade bond. If Never bond, go to Max Never. So we probably need to add Max Never. That's the problem with putting your data validation in here. If you try and put your node name in, it's going to fail you. So usually what I do is I actually delete it quickly while I do it. Max Felix and Max Shade. So once I have this is a kind of long string for you. We have an example of it in the template that you can just copy and paste, and you're just going to want to like edit the existing one so you don't have to rewrite this all the time. If you have a lot of love interest that you're comparing against each other constantly, you kind of just want to save that somewhere that you can duplicate it constantly. But let's check and see. So Max guy knit. Oh no. Yeah, I failed that again. Okay. So let's look at what that ends up being here. And by the way, you'll see I put react here. It's because I'm going to have, you do need to have actual characters in here probably if you're going to do a react. So I think these are in the wrong order, but I'm still going to show it to you guys just so you can understand. Import as text. Now I have these text lines. Let's validate it. Check Max guy. Oh, I have some sort of, oh yeah. See, look at that. I put a space there. you can't have a space in your node name. So that's a good thing for you guys to see. Clear, validate. So I see that it's all set, import, and now it's actually checking to see which guy I have the most points with, and it's mislabeled, but it does accurately show, and it even has a reaction screen that shows the guys for me. So you can check against different things. You can check if something's bigger or smaller. You can check what the max or min is, and then you can have it all set up. Thanks to the text importer, I can take a script like this and turn it into a big node map that looks like this in just a matter of minutes. This is literally a script that has, let's see how many words in it. 32,000 words in the script. I'm only able to do that because of having access to the importer. Now, I can't stress enough how much of a difference this can make for you if you learn how to use it. It might not feel super natural for you at first to be writing in an Excel document, but this is extremely common in the game industry. Like if you were working at a game studio, you would be writing in an Excel document. So if you practice, you will get used to it and get to a place where you feel comfortable using it. And I promise you, it will help you so much to speed up your process. Now, I'd love to see you all trying it. You might want to start by just doing small batches, grab just a small group of text, try importing it, see how it goes, try importing another batch. And if you keep doing this in a slow way, you can keep importing more and more, and it will help you so much. Okay, if you have feedback on the text importer or any ideas on how you would like to use it or teach other people to use it, let us know.